Hello, welcome to this session about Project Journey and its vertical applications. My name is Robert Merlicek and I am the TIBCO CTO for APJ. We also have with me in this session Alan Liou, Senior Solution Architect, and Eric Liou, Solution Architect from the APJ Office of the CTO. Before we start, please review the TIBCO disclaimer. Let's recap the last session where we talked about the rise of data and its evolution. As a result, data structures are no longer consistent and information is now related, dynamic, and constantly evolving. That's why the traditional ways are not good enough to model, store, process, and analyze highly connected data. Hence, we came up with some new requirements based on the characteristics of that connected data. We needed a more flexible way to answer questions with dynamic data structures to cope with the rapidly changing business requirements. We wanted to detect and identify complex patterns from highly connected but distributed data. Also, data and events can be processed as soon as they are generated. And machine learning and artificial intelligence can be applied while preserving data privacy and confidentiality. Last but not least, complex data relationships can be stored and queried with constant performance. So TIBCO Labs came up with Project Journey, an innovation project based around connected data. Project Journey helps solve the critical business problems by providing real-time AI/ML-driven solutions based on data relationships. Built on the connected intelligence platform empowered by innovative data integration, analytics capabilities, Project Journey allows organizations to work with graphs of data in a single application that support any kind of vertical use cases, whether creating highly personalized real-time customer experience, tracking data across the supply chain, or discovering hidden data dependencies. Its cloud-native, open, and AI-driven design make it easy to be extended to provide a fast start template for creating your own applications. Now let's take a look at how Project Journey can be applied in various verticals. Firstly, the transport industry, where increasingly we are seeing a need for ML-driven data capabilities. We see that the whole transport sector is undergoing enormous change. Digitization, electrification, automation, and the sharing economy are fast transforming transport services. The requirements come back to three important principles: making transport more efficient, making transport more sustainable, and making roads safer. So real-time transport management is needed for cars, both driverless and human EVs, buses, taxis, trains, and heavy transport. And the key to enabling a transport platform is you need access to the right information at the right time in the right context. We've been engaged with transport customers looking at their data-driven requirements, and Project Journey can help with all these scenarios: real-time number plate recognition with image analysis, traffic flow speed monitoring, especially with ML-driven analysis, dangerous good breaches, for example, a spill from a heavy tanker or an unauthorized route taken, traffic clustering, such as slinky effects, accident detection, near miss detection, for example, pedestrians at an intersection, mobile phone usage camera, correlated toll evasion, IoT sensor correlation, target tracking across cameras with handoff, i.e. camera-to-camera tracking, smart road infrastructure, automated traffic lighting, i.e. variable light location lighting, and driverless car road communication, i.e. real-time accident avoidance. An example of how transport is changing is the movement to automated vehicle machine learning, traffic violation detection, and actioning via many new video feeds, for example, correlating, analysing and visualising many thousands of real-time IoT events happening on the road and understanding the journey of vehicles is not an easy task. With the right technologies such as Edge AI and stream visualization, improving traffic efficiency and safety can be achieved. Here's an example where we are running machine learning algorithms with real-time image classification over a video stream. So a combination of far edge IoT with Project Air, another TIBCO Labs project, which is feeding Project Journey, which in turn drives predictive analytics and actions across the transport network. Now let me pass over to Alan to talk about Project Journey in the retail and supply chain scenarios.
Thanks, Robert. Now let's take a look how Project Journey can be applied in retail industry. The retail industry has been very challenged since the rise of the internet and e-commerce. Because of the changed retail landscape, customer expectations have been evolving as a result. The proliferations of digital players like Amazon and Apple have changed the customer buying habits permanently. Customers expect better products and services. They also expect more seamless and personalized buying experiences. On the other hand, improving supply chain and optimizing inventory is a lifelong topic, and that's why the just-in-time inventory management strategy was invented. The just-in-time inventory management strategy has been proving its effectiveness and success for years, but it is struggling under the pandemic. According to the Gallup survey published in 2021, it showed interest among supply chain professionals in increasing safety stock. Still, others say the benefits such as the cost saving of just-in-time are just too good for companies to give up on the practice. And now the balance between just-in-time and safety stock becomes a whole new challenge. Balancing the just-in-time inventory and safety stock is increasingly important. No inventory means losing sales when consumers cannot find the items they want to buy. The empty shelves during the pandemic served as a wake-up call for businesses to carry more safety stock. For example, Australia has experienced plenty of supermarket shortage since the COVID pandemic began. One of the reasons is due to the supply side problems such as transportation interruptions, and it is occurring internationally. Ensuring reliability of inventory for sale in any warehouse and managing the transfer of inventory between central hubs and different warehouse or retail stores is a non-trivial task. Retailers have various channels of sale, and each channel has different requirements with respect to order fulfillment. In the consumable product industry, it becomes mandatory to comply with certain shelf life regulations as well, striking a balance in the system to ensure that organizations follow the first expiry first out model, while also fulfilling the inventory days requirement on different hubs without incurring an additional shipping cost becomes crucial. Even though we are addressing the problems we just mentioned, keeping up the expectations of customers is still a challenge. Customers have many choices, many purchase channels, and receiving excessive information nowadays. Like most of people, we will go online and do a lot of research about the brand reputation, price, quality, and so on before we buy something. We need to admit that the buying decision in many cases is emotional. Capturing the exact moment of a customer emotion will increase the chance of selling. Finding out the emotional moment is the key. So, how can Project Journey help? The above challenges require similar capabilities for a solution. It is about understanding the relationships between different things, people, location, and events in the retail channel, and deriving the insights from complex connected data. Project Journey can track and trace the origin of an event, identify the roots of connected data, and discover patterns from data relationships. For example, when a consumer goods shortage event occurs, we can check the weakest link in the supply chain and reroute the stock. We can also find the most suitable route in the supply chain in terms of cost, reliability, and so on to improve the bottom line. Furthermore, we can analyze the impact of a broken link in terms of revenue lost. The same applies to inventory management. Project Journey provides a crystal clear visibility of inventory and conflicts with other channels for constrained inventory, order accuracy, and other things that will affect the bottom line. Fetching inventory based on various parameters requires a lot of connected information. That's why you need a way to retrieve connected data easily. Finally, if someone wants to buy a car and the right recommendation is made at the perfect emotional moment, the chance of selling can increase. The right recommendation has to consider a connection of factors based on relationships such as the emotion of you and the emotions of people relating to you, the events happening around you, and even other factors. Whether it is a supply chain journey, an inventory journey, a customer journey, or even other data journeys, the information is dynamic, related, and constantly evolving. That is why Project Journey is needed. Now, let me pass over to Eric to talk about Project Journey in financial services.
Thanks, Alan. Now, let's take a look how Project Journey can be applied into financial services and insurance. The global pandemic has a dramatic impact on consumer financial behavior. People get more comfortable with navigating to the digital world. It inspired a major shift in how criminals approach fraud. The new report from UK Finance states the value of fraud loss increased 71% during the first half of 2021. 48% increase in mobile device attack with 860 million individual records breached in the last 5 years. So fraud is truly an international problem everyone should concern. Many institutions have adopted role-based models to identify the suspicious transaction patterns or high-risk accounts from the huge financial data. However, financial fraud is only part of the story. The fraud also exists in the insurance services. Insurance fraud is a crime that involves filing of dishonest claims, falsifying certificates of medical records, soliciting kickbacks for the provision of various services, and etc. The Global Healthcare Anti-Fraud Network states the value of healthcare loss is up to 260 billion per year, which is equal to the GDP of a country like Finland or Malaysia being stolen on an annual basis. Many facilities start paying attention on this critical issue and digitize medical records to facilitate the process of investigation. Besides traditional fraud, anti-money laundering is also an important issue that concerns governments. The estimated amount of money laundering for smuggling, illegal arms sales, insider trading, and bribery last year is over $800 billion. Since the Department of Finance in the US started to pursue heavy fines against worldwide banks for violating anti-money laundering laws, financial institutions have invested more resources dealing with risk exposure. We have seen 58% increase in labor cost, 40% increase in equipment costs for compliance as a result of huge burden for every financial institution. Unfortunately, finding these fraud and money laundering activities is challenging. They can be anywhere with various schemes transformed frequently as the technology or environment changes. Traditional investigation methods are no longer good enough to catch up the latest crime types. The huge volume of cross-system data and complex relationships greatly increase the difficulty of identifying the abnormal features. The rule-based model or relation database cannot efficiently support these investigations. As the decree issued by the regulators to follow, the human resource cost for investigation would grow exponentially. Also, there is no systematic management for historical cases to prevent the recurrence of similar cases. So, how can Project Journey help? Project Journey have diverse set of connectors, and the high-performance messaging systems can ingest huge volumes of data across systems in real time. Cloud-native and machine learning AI-driven architecture can mobilize the computer resource and dramatically decrease the human resource cost for investigation. The graph database can have a deep and broad insight into complex data to find out the suspicious relationships with visualization techniques. Historical cases can be systematically recorded and managed for reference to prevent the similar cases happen again.
Thanks for that, Eric. Now let me talk about Project Journey in healthcare and achieving end-to-end visibility. The healthcare sector is undergoing enormous change. Hospitals and medical services have been charging down a digital transformation path, and now they have been pushed to breaking point due to the strains of the pandemic. So being able to understand capacity, patient journey, facilities, and equipment is vital for planning and operations. We'll break this down into smart hospital initiatives, medical equipment tracking, and admission and patient prediction. When a patient walks into the hospital for surgery, every step of the patient needs to be tracked end to end. Data from this process can be used to improve the process, but also make it more efficient. For example, a patient is checked in and tagged with a smart wristband, which can also help emit data to track the movement of a patient. This will enable the hospital to track the patient at every step of the process, from reception to the ward, to the operating theatre, to the recovering area and checkout. Times taken in each step is recorded. This data can later be used to study and improve the waiting times for patient, but also can lead to an improvement in the number of surgeries carried out in a day and resource allocations. It's more vital than ever for physicians and nurses to have access to equipment and patient information to serve them more efficiently. With the help of computer vision and blockchain technology, staff are able to track any medical equipment, beds, wheelchairs, mobile workstations, ventilators, with the detailed location history with Project Journey. Lastly, with the pandemic, there has been enormous strains on hospital emergency departments. Project Journey can be used to predict admissions for emergency departments. It uses machine learning models combined with the current information, such as COVID clusters, spikes of positive tests, and the historical data to give this visualization. In summary, Project Journey is a real-time relationship analytics solution built on the TIBCO Connected Intelligence platform and powered by powerful data innovation, integration, and analytics components based on principles of open architecture, AI, ML-driven, and cloud-native design principles. And hence it provides a fast start template for various use cases to track and chase journey, to discover and analyze patterns, as well as to predict and make recommendations. To further understand the details of Project Journey, please visit TIBCO Labs under tibco.com. Thank you.